physical statues. When they originally planned this memorial, they wanted to have 38 statues. That's why you'll notice on this side it's pretty well empty. Because the plan was to have this path come right in the middle, but then they would have to cut the trees down. Some of them anyway. They didn't want to do it. So they concluded it is best to have 19 statues. But here's the kicker. If you look on the wall behind you, if it's nice and sunny, can you see the reflection of those 19 statues? You see them? Now, a little pop quiz. 19 and 19 are how much? 38th parallel divides North Korea from South Korea. Geographic terms, 38th parallel. Now, everything we wore, all our weaponry, all our food, and even our commanders were World War II. We're wearing World War II helmets, boots, our weapons, the M1 rifle. One has a carbine, another one has a Browning automatic rifle. All World War II. Even the food, I hate to say it, sea rations. But you ate it. What are you going to do? All our front lines were on top of hills. And in winter, the temperature could get down to 40 below zero. How do you survive, you may ask? You're young. You're young. Remember, wars are fought by the young. They're started by the old. In peacetime, sons bury their fathers. In wartime, fathers bury their sons. Young. You survive because you're young. If we, the Major and I, were to go into combat today, we'd have one hell of a time. Especially I, I'm close to 80. But we would have a hard time. The young, you're full of energy. And besides, when it's 30 below zero, 40, and you're fighting, do you know how hot you get inside? You won't believe it. The adrenaline pours through you. You're excited. Now, living on the front line in Korea is like a mole lives in the ground. You live in holes. You walk in trenches. You have bunkers where your machine guns are. You live in foxholes. Life is not easy, but it's not supposed to be easy because you're a combat infantryman. 1 out of every 9 soldiers that went to Korea, 1 out of 9, is right represented here. They actually saw the enemy, fired at the enemy, smelled the enemy. The other 8, their faces are etched on the wall. They're the support troops. It takes 8 of them to support just one of us. Quartermaster, Ordnance, the Navy, the Air Force, the medical, finance. You need 8 of them just to help us. What do we do when we run out of ammo? Run back 10 miles and pick up a can and run back again? No. The bottom of the hill, known as the ammunition supply point, ASP, is where all the ammunition is. You run down, you pick it up, and you got to run back up if you run out of ammunition. You hope to God you don't. So, it takes 8 of them for us. One of these men, right here. You have Asian, African American, Caucasian. You have 3 Marines whose helmets, by the way, the chin straps are tied because the commandant wanted them to be in uniform. In combat, you're not in uniform. You're half naked sometimes. But you notice the Army has no chin strap tied. There's a reason. If you should step on an anti-personnel mine, the blast will come up. Hopefully take your helmet and throw it away. Hopefully leave your head. Hopefully. And there's one thing I want to leave you with. You know, in combat you have time to philosophize, to talk, with different people about different things. There's one thing I always passed on to my men. I was a platoon sergeant. I had 45 men of what was known then as a heavy machine gun platoon. The water cools. We have 4 water cools and 4 air cools. The air cools are shown there. They're holding them. And It's the sergeant that gave me basic training in the late 40s. Had a brother who was in the Bataan Death March, and he passed on to his brother, the sergeant, who passed on to us. There's one thing I always told my men. Now, the Japanese in World War II were close to Corregidor, an island in the Philippines, and eventually they would be captured, everyone there, and they would be sent on the Bataan Death March, in which 95% never made it, died. They asked the chaplain to get up and give a sermon. He got up, and for 15 minutes he spoke. But he uttered a sentence in that sermon that has remained the most important for all combat troops. That one statement was, there are no atheists in foxholes. Remember, everybody prays. Everybody. No atheists in foxholes.